Let's go. Welcome, YouTube. We are just getting started with a little Amazon FBA Q&A. As always, maybe not for long, we got the YT or the TikTok live right now. Any questions y'all have about selling on Amazon, drop them down below. From an Amazon 7-figure seller, I am actually about 52 minutes away from doing a 100% free, 100% live Amazon FBA training. So not only do we do the TikTok lives, but we do even more in-depth lives as well. Are you going to show us how to set up the campaign? In the training, I'm going to go over structures on campaigns, but it's not like a full in-depth training on Amazon PPC ads. If we were going to dive into that, we would need an extra four or 5 hours to really dive into PPC. But I do give the structure. We discuss PPC in the training, so make sure y'all tap into that. Very excited for it. It is the third webinar ever. I've been going live almost every day for years. How necessary would you say ads are? If you're doing private label, they're 110% necessary. Unless you're driving external traffic, unless you're Scrub Daddy who has millions and millions of views on social media, and and even them, they run ads, they run sponsored ads. You're going to need to be running some kind of paid traffic on Amazon. It's not saturated. I don't believe in that word. There are like some saturated markets, but as a whole, I don't believe in that. And so being that there is competition on Amazon, you have to find a way to get your product seen over your competition. That, how much does your mentorship cost? It's $2K USD. Private label is much easy. This is a comment in the YT chat. Florence, I honestly agree. It's not that business is easy. Like it's difficult to scale a product to numbers that I might show, some of my students might achieve. But in terms of the steps, yes, it is simple. The steps are simple to achieve. It's going to be just like any business. It should be just known that business is hard. There's going to be challenges and things, but yes, I 100% agree with that. Are all the employees you have Amazon sellers? No. In terms of like the people who take calls, like for example, Adam, who you're about to get on a call with in about an hour, 4chan, he's an Amazon seller. But then I have quite a few team members who are, but I also have quite a few team members who are not. I also have employees that are dedicated to things that aren't even Amazon related. Where will I find you, bro, after this ban? YT is going to be where I go the hardest on content. I'll also be on IG. I would say Facebook, but I'm going to lag so hard on that. I already do. Red Note, Clapper. I think the ones that I'm going to invest the most time into, Reddit, one of them is going to surprise you guys, but I'll be on YT, the app with the red play button. I'll be on IG. I'll be on Clapper. I'll be on Red Note, and I will also be on Snapchat Spotlight. I'm actually going to start posting my content on Snapchat. I heard Gary Vee talking about it, and funny enough, when Gary Vee was first talking about TikTok, I was like, whatever, Gary, you're tripping. It's not going to be that big. Had I listened to Gary Vee's advice when he was screaming from the rooftops, TikTok, it would be a much more interesting journey, I think. But God's plan for everything. So yeah, I'm going to explore some things. I would try out X as well. I just don't think my content is really like geared towards X. But yes, Clapper, Red Note. When Neptune comes out, I'm in the beta for Neptune, so I'll be there as well. I'm going to try it all out. I, God willing, will not be going away, though. I need some Luke in my life. God bless you, bro. Always love to have y'all in the lives. I need all of you in my life as well. Is it worthy to pay $99 for pallet fly supplier for lower MOQ to test how items sell? I don't even know what that is, to be honest. I do private label. I don't know if you're referring to the same business model, but I just negotiate with my manufacturers to get lower MOQs. I don't subscribe to anything like that. I'm also in direct contact with the manufacturers. Brother, I'm recently interested in Amazon FBA. I'm looking a lot, but I'm clueless. Guide me. Well, that's what these lives are for, bro. If you have any questions, you can ask them, and I'll answer any question that I get on the lives. I have lots of videos on all social media platforms going over my content. Oh, and LinkedIn. I'm going to be on LinkedIn. I'm going to go hard on LinkedIn as well. That's another one. But so I have content all over. Obviously, TikTok is my main platform, but we might lose that soon. So tap into that. I also have my mentorship program for a more in-depth guide. And I'm also hosting a free live webinar in about 46 minutes at 5. Oh, just kidding. Just kidding. The training is actually at 5:30 p.m. So I completely miscalculated that. Oh, well, we get to be on live longer than I expected. But yeah, so we have a training today, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm going to be going over my exact tips and strategies on how I built multiple successful Amazon businesses in 60 minutes. So giving you guys a full roadmap on that. You guys can lock in your spots in the TikTok bio. But for now, while we wait for that training to start, make sure that y'all drop your questions down below. I think we might just transition. If TikTok is going to be a slow live, I think we'll transition fully over to YT unless we hit 2K likes in about 10 minutes. Otherwise, we'll fully transition the live to the are you communicating with Ghost? No, MY. I'm on live on TikTok as well, answering TikTok questions. But if we get to 2K likes on TikTok, we will continue the TikTok live. If not, we'll transition fully over to YT. Are you on Redno? I am. Same as my TikTok, at Luke Basha. I'm out here learning Mandarin. But yes, I am on there. I'm reposting all my TikTok videos on there. And then I'll also be posting new videos onto the platform as well. So make sure y'all tap in. Ni hao, ni hao. I think it's dope. I think it's very interesting to see from a business perspective and seeing how the landscape can just change so quickly. Now, I'm not saying that Rednote, I haven't experienced Rednote in the same way as I have TikTok, right? I think my most viewed video there is 150 views. But I just think it's very interesting how we actually might fully transition back to YT, bro. So I would stay on the YT chat. But it's just very interesting how you have this thing, TikTok, such a big platform, and then overnight, just this other app gets tens of millions of downloads, becomes the #1 most downloaded app on the App Store and the Google Play Store, I believe, as well. I don't know if it'll turn into TikTok. I think a lot of it is predicated on if TikTok goes away, the attention goes to Rednote more so than it does to IG and Meta, or I guess Meta is IG. But yes, I also love how it backfired too. I think it's we could go down a whole rabbit hole and rant about that, but yes, it made me very happy. It made me very happy when I saw that an app that literally is in Mandarin became the #1 most downloaded app and they were trying to prevent this. The YT is suppressing my comments. I'll redo them. Just complaining. Really? That's weird. I did see you say something like that. But that is very, very interesting. I love how it backfired. Yes, 100%. Y'all make sure to go follow me on Rednote, Clapper, IG. The only one that's not the same as all my other social medias is my IG. I'll probably change that It's official Luke Basha for my IG. I also own the username Luke Basha. It's my personal account, but I might just switch them so it makes it easier. Any ways to get faster check-in times? Nah, you're at the whim of Amazon on that one. Good afternoon, sir. I'm interested. Nice. No better time to start than now, especially with the fact that TikTok Shop generated billions of dollars last year. And if they really do ban the app, that attention is going to go somewhere. Attention doesn't just disappear. It goes somewhere else. What's that Lemonade app? I'm also on there too, but that one I have the least faith in because that's owned by ByteDance, and then the law is banning ByteDance. So if TikTok goes away, they can just turn Lemonade off like that because it's owned by the same company. Pretty much the apps that are at risk right now are Lemonade, TikTok, and CapCut, because CapCut is also owned by TikTok, as well as TikTok Studio. Can you suggest some supplier in the UK, Amazon FBA? I wouldn't get suppliers in the UK. I do private labels, so I would get suppliers from overseas. Also, y'all, we are going to be ending the TikTok live unless we can get 2K likes in like 5 more minutes. We had a 10-minute timer, but I think everybody forgot, and we'll be fully transitioning over to the YT. So if you guys still want me to stay on the TikTok live, make sure that you tap that screen. I know that we could get like 10K likes in 5 minutes, so 2K likes will be very achievable. What I got to do? Step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software and find a product to sell. Brother, I am not going to read that word out loud, but why do you say that? I haven't been using super URLs. That's all good, bro. You live and you learn. You just move forward from here, right? Doesn't make you the word that you said. I just think that it's a learning lesson, right? There's been so many things that I've done in my business journey where even like I totally forgot. It's all good, bro. I'm telling you. I started today though nice. I'm telling you, like even at the level that I'm at, sometimes there's just logistical errors or something along those lines. Like off the top of my head, it's unrelated to Amazon, but I can think of one that has to do with meta ads that we just encountered. And that little mistake resulted in I wouldn't say a waste of like $1,500 in ad spend, but a $1,500 in ad spend that should have been allocated other places. And sometimes you don't realize it, you're just kind of going through the motions, but you gotta switch. Chalk it up as college. What do you mean by that, Patriot? I'm facing a hard time to find a product to sell. Please give me tips. I mean, check out the live training that I'm hosting at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today. It's free. I'm going to do live product research there. I do live product research in the YT lives. We do like screen sharing. I've done it on the TikTok lives. I have YT videos about it. I have videos on my criteria. Will you be posting on IG since TikTok is going? IG, the app with the red play button that you subscribe to people on, Red Note, and Clapper. I will be on all, and LinkedIn. I'm going to be on all those platforms. LinkedIn, Clapper, Red Note, YT, all the same at Luke Basha. IG is at official Luke Basha. If you try to follow my main page at Luke Basha on IG, I'm just not going to accept you because I don't know you. What's Clapper? I guess I missed that. That's actually right now, I think the 2nd or 3rd most downloaded app on the App Store. It's kind of TikTok style. Pretty interesting. So we'll see how that one plays out as well. And then the one on the horizon is Neptune. I don't think that that's coming out until February, though. It's not released yet. Sold 2 using super URL with friends today. Let's go. I love this, Patriot. So thanks for clarifying. So Patriot said, chalk it up as college, and then said, lessons learned from mistakes. Some people spend hundreds of thousands on college. Me and one of my students were just talking about it. One of my students who across platforms is doing like $400,000 in top line revenue a month profitably. And we were on a call discussing, and we're saying that like there's so many people who, because business, a lot of success in business is a mindset, not like mindset of like, I believe I'll be successful and then boom, it just happens. No, a lot of it's putting in the work, but the mindset of like pushing past a lot of the challenges and things like that. And so there's some people who will look at like a $3,000 loss in business and it's the end all be all. They won't go start a business if it means that they have a failed product where they lose $3,000 and they're just going to stay comfortable in their life, even though they want to break free from that and go do or start the business, right? By the way, y'all, 3 more minutes to get 600 likes on TikTok, or we're going to fully transition over to YT. So make sure you tap that screen, 4 minutes, or we end the live. But so people will be scared to lose $3,000. Meanwhile, those same people will go spend $70,000, $100,000, $50,000 on a college degree in which 50+% of people don't even get a job in the field that they have a college degree in. Like if you gave me $70,000 to fail, like a college degree, whatever, whoever here went to college, tell me your college tuition. If you gave me that amount of money to go fail in business, notice what I said, to go fail in business, I will learn significantly more about business. And, unless you were going to school to be a doctor, that's just different. But you go to business school, I go to business school. You spend $70,000 on a degree or $50,000 on a degree. I spend $50,000 to fail throughout business. Assuming that you learn from those failures and assuming that you build from each time that you do fail and get better every single time, I would argue the person who lost $50,000 in business versus the person who paid $50,000 for a little piece of paper, the person who lost the $50,000 is going to learn way more. But in a world that we live in, people value that $50,000 piece of paper much more. Guys, when I refer to YT, it is the app with the little red play button that you can subscribe to, YOUTUBE. I'm actually live there right now. Also, y'all, 200 more likes in about 1 to 2 more minutes on TikTok, or we are going to end the TikTok live and fully transition over to TikTok. So if you guys still want me live on TikTok, make sure you tap that screen. YT, I appreciate y'all rocking with me. He cannot say the word YT on TikTok live. Yes, sir. Thank you, Kevin. May you teach me A to Z. That is what my mentorship program is for, bro. Like I said, I make thousands of free videos. I post yesterday I posted 6 videos. Today, 5 videos in. Most of the time I post 2 a day. But I post videos every single day. I go live every day. I don't gatekeep any information. But if you wanted a more in-depth guide and to have me as a mentor, that is where the mentorship program comes in. Crazy that none of the legacy apps are gaining the TikTok refugees. I mean, at the end, when the day that TikTok officially got announced to be banned, where they lost the case with the DC Court of Appeals, Meta stock went up like, I think it was 6 or 9%, one of the two. So they're for sure going to get users, but I think that there's it's a percentage. You're not all 170 million users of TikTok aren't going to be like, I'm not using Meta or YT. But I think that the consensus is that TikTok was so different from legacy media apps that we don't want to go back to that. And so everybody's really yearning and looking for that other thing. And so being that TikTok or ByteDance originated in China, TikTok is actually a majority US company, but ByteDance, Chinese based, being that they created the app that we all love, it seems like everybody just ran to Rednote, and I loved it. So anytime I have questions, can I ask you on LinkedIn? I'm not really big on answering personal DMs because, honestly, I'll just be fully transparent. I do sometimes answer DMs on social media, but the problem is when you answer one DM, it leads to 30 DMs. And if I did that for everybody who asked me questions on DMs, I would have 0 time throughout the days to work, and I would only be answering DMs for free to everybody. So to respect my time and respect my mentorship students who pay for direct access to me, if you were to want to have direct access to ask me any question that you want, that is again where the mentorship program comes in. Although it's not pleasant to lose money, it's a part of the process, 100%. Black Gamondo, thank you so much for the follow. Get I send big sets of Lego to FBA? If you're doing wholesale, yes, but I do private label. Just sold out of inventory. What do I do with my ads so they don't spend? Drop your budgets to like $1 each. You don't really want to turn off good performing ads. You might, in the case of being out of stock, spend like $30 on it. But to me, spending that $30 is worth it more than running out of stock. To which social media platforms are you moving? David, I will be on YT, YouTube, the platform that you're on right now. I will be on Clapper, I will be on Rednote, and I will be on LinkedIn. I will be on IG, although IG is the platform I despise the most, if I'm being quite honest. So I'll probably invest the most time into YT for sure. That's going to be number 1. LinkedIn, number 2. And then Clapper and Rednote tied for 3. Maybe even Snapchat Spotlight, because I've heard Gary V shouting off the rooftops about that one. I just seen you were in Cabo. Yeah, so I actually have had a travel channel. Most of you don't care about this, but I'll explain it anyways. What I would do is I would record all of my travel videos on my main account, because it would just be annoying to like switch accounts every time I wanted to record a video. And so all my travel videos were in my drafts. The idea was I was going to have 2 separate accounts, one for business, one for travel. Then TikTok made an update where you weren't able to save any of your drafts without the TikTok watermark unless you posted it. So I literally have like 20 plus travel videos right now from different trips that are in my drafts that I can't post on my travel channel, or else they'll have the TikTok watermark. So we are now combining them. I'm scrapping the travel channel, RIP Luke Basha Travels, and I'm just going to post all the content here. So that Cabo trip was actually from November 2024. I'm in Cali right now. I sent my first inventory to Amazon, but it's not going live since last week because your product hasn't arrived at Amazon yet. Day, thank you so much for the follow. Musk is in talks with TikTok owners. I think that's a myth. TikTok came out publicly and said that's not a thing. It's weird how, again, legacy. You know what the one thing that's giving me hope with this is, and this is coming from someone who's been fairly pessimistic about the TikTok ban. It almost gives me more hope that legacy media is going so hard saying that it's over for TikTok or making these weird narratives. Like everyone reported that Musk is going to buy TikTok. Nobody fact checked that. Because during the election, everybody said that the Don was going to lose. Every single news channel was talking about how he was going to lose. Meanwhile, it wasn't even close. So like they don't know how the Supreme Court is going to end up voting. So the only thing that we can do is pray and wait. Thoughts on new title requirements? I despise it. I'm actually going to make a video about it, bro. It's a weird one. I hope they change it. I really do. Something tells me that they won't, because I know why they're doing it. Amazon doesn't like when you keyword stuff. For those of you who don't know, Amazon's changing their title policy on January 20th, 2025, where you can no longer have a keyword repeated twice. This doesn't include like and, if, like some generic keywords is okay, but if you sell a water bottle, you can't have water or bottle in your title twice, which is really why, like, again, I get why they're doing it, because you'd have people do water bottle, stainless steel water bottle for kids, water bottle. Like that would be their title. That's excessive. Amazon wants their platform to be attractive and not just be this keyword stuffing, trying to hack SEO. But then what about somebody who has like, I don't know, there's 2 very important keyword phrases. Like what's one? I'm trying to think. Like, here's one. Say you sold this water bottle and in your title, it's like metal water bottle with straw. But then what if at the end of my title, I wanted to say that my product came with a bonus straw, like in parentheses, bonus straw included. I can't even do that now because of the new title policy. I think that it's going to put a lot of constraints on sellers. I don't think it's the end all be all, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I started drinking hydrogen water, bro. Game changer. Kevin, it's funny that you say that. It's usually on my desk, but so did I, bro. So did I. I went down a whole Gary Brecka rabbit hole. Clapper is funny app name, LMAO. Yes, it is for sure. Does every product need compliance certificate? No. I ran out of stock. What do I do? I think I answered that already, right? Just turn your budgets to $1. Mr. Beast posting vids today offering to buy TikTok. Even then, I don't think that would happen. TikTok has said, and it very well could be like just a negotiation tactic to try to get lawmakers to not ban it. But at the end of the day, even everything that I'm saying, don't listen to. I'm speculating. My guess is just as good as someone who's never heard about TikTok, because none of us are the Supreme Court. None of us are the lawmakers. None of us are Congress. None of us are the CEOs of TikTok. So any video that you ever hear on the internet or opinion, just note that it is speculation. You buy an Echo Go? No, I actually was doing, I did like, I go down weird rabbit holes. This was probably unproductive, but I did like, went down like a 3-hour rabbit hole, and Echo Go is not even the best product, and it's just the most overpriced because of the brand name. I forgot the exact brand that I got, but it was a little less than Echo Go, nothing more, not too much less, but just the quality, like the BPP, the PPB, as well as like not leaking, the design, the hardware is much better in my opinion. I can send it to you, which one I got. Harry, thank you so much for the follow. Can I ship products while compliance is still under review? I wouldn't. How can we pull up the list of which needs compliance certificate? You create a mock listing, and then Amazon will tell you if your product needs approval. Do you make more money when you get ungated? Well, number one, I don't do that business model, but that's kind of an obvious answer, because if you're not ungated, you can't sell products. If you're ungated, you can sell products, which would probably mean you make more money, assuming that they're profitable and good products. Do you do e-com? I do. Are you Arab? I'm Egyptian. Egyptians don't really like the word Arab. Can I proceed, even though we are? Can I proceed with my shipment while product compliance is under review? Puzzle. Like I said, I wouldn't. You can, I wouldn't. Sometimes depending on where you are with the compliance, Amazon will lock it if you've been, because they give you a certain amount of time to submit it, and then they'll lock it until you submit it. Yo, I'll see you in an hour. Yes, sir. I am hosting an absolutely free live training at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today, going over my exact tips and strategies on how to sell on Amazon. The theme of the webinar, I don't even like calling it a webinar, it's a live training. That'd be like me calling these lives. Okay, I think something fell. Nice to know you are Muslim. Me too. I actually am not. I am Christian, but I submitted it and I had until 29th to submit it. It's under review. Then I would still wait for approval, if I'm being honest. How can I join the live? You can tap into the TikTok bio. You can sign up there. Like I said, it is in about an hour, a little under an hour right now. Let's go. Also, y'all, I posted some gem videos on the page. I posted like 12 TikTok videos because I got to post all my drafts before TikTok goes away. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth to last video. If you guys want to see some travel content, go check out my adventures in Cabo. Fourth to last video. I talk about why TikTok shop sellers are moving to Amazon. Obviously, a little bit obvious, but I think it's a very interesting thing that's happened. A lot of people thought that TikTok threatened Amazon, but I don't think that was the case, considering that they partnered with each other. Amazon was very smart with that. But being that there are some sellers who are just on Amazon who I saw transitioning to TikTok Shop, but then you also saw a lot of sellers who were just on TikTok Shop, and now their business is essentially crumbling underneath them. and you see a mass wave of people moving to Amazon, not just moving, but moving quickly. What softwares you need is the third to last video to start selling on Amazon. Last video, or second to last video, 3 red flags when looking for a product to sell. If you guys are in the product research phase or getting ready to just launch new products, I would watch that video. And the last video, again, if you guys want to see more travel video, it is my adventures in Mazatlan, Mexico. Mexico is dope. I don't know how I haven't gone there more, being that I live in California. Anything you've ever heard about Mexico, they lied to you. It is so cool, so fun. I felt safer in Mexico than I did in Los Angeles, California. Let's go. What would the problem be if I shipped it? Just curious. If you didn't pass the compliance and then you sent a bunch of inventory over to Amazon and all of a sudden you had a locked listing, all that inventory is associated with that ASIN and Amazon won't switch it over or transfer it over. It usually takes a week. Can you elaborate on making a good title, what to do, and when it comes to keyword stuffing? Kevin, you're in the mentorship, bro. Go watch my videos like the how to create a listing from scratch section in the program. And then also go watch the mentorship call about title density. That was with Kubabe. Kubabe and I were on that call. That's a really good call talking about titles and everything. And then I'll update the curriculum based on the new keyword stuffing thing. But essentially, you're going to have to pick your most important. Like if you sell a water bottle, you're likely going to only have to put water bottle in your title, and any other keyword or keyword phrase that contained water or bottle, you have to choose which one you want in there more, which one is more important. Bro, your videos basically teach everyone everything they need to know to start and get sales. God bless you, Astro. And yes, I try. I don't want to gatekeep any information. The thing is, when I first started selling on Amazon, I had my cousins who obviously didn't gatekeep any information. They were my mentors. And then there was a lot of creators, not a lot. There was a handful of creators that I really, really appreciated, who you could tell they weren't just trying to sell the business model. They weren't trying to just shill a program, whether they had one or not. They were just genuinely trying to put out good Amazon information. And so when I decided that I wanted to make content and teach everybody else, that was my North Star. It was like, okay, I don't necessarily care about going viral. I know, like, for example, especially being in business, you understand what works. I know which one of my videos performed the best. It's like flashy, here's how much I make, here's how much profit, basic steps, things like that, right? So I can just rinse and repeat those videos and optimize for views, but I want to optimize for value because that's much better. Read Mexico is awesome. Yeah, Mexico is dope. Bro, I asked ChatGPT who is Luke Basha. What did they say? That's actually very interesting. Never thought of that. There's no way that I'm big enough for ChatGPT to have known who I am. How do I get the mentorship details, please? You can sign up in the TikTok bio. Braiding Passion, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Home decor is a niche that seems trendy over years, such as farmhouse and unsafe to launch. Home decor is the category that my most successful products are in. No Fit, thank you so much for the follow. Also, where will you be posting after the TikTok ban? Number 1, the app with the red play button, YOUTUBE. I'm live there right now. IG, although I despise IG. LinkedIn, Rednote, and Clapper. I will be on all of those platforms. So make sure y'all tap in. The lives will probably be happening on YT. Probably IG too. We'll see. I don't like IG. There's nothing that, but here's another thing. I'm sure the Vine crew back in the Vine days thought the same thing. There will never be anything like Vine. but then was born TikTok. So who knows? It might be a while. We might go through a little dry season having to deal with certain social medias, but I'm a dip, but you should also get into Twitch. Same thing with Twitch. Like it doesn't necessarily, I doubt it has the reach. The reason I love TikTok Live is because of the reach. Like every single one of you who are now consistently in my lives or see my lives and pop up at one point or another, you didn't know me. You were scrolling through your For You page, and pops up one of my lives. And so that's why I really love TikTok. And so yeah, RIP. What business type you do with Amazon, and what is the minimum investment? I do private label. Minimum investment, I would say 3K USD. Do you offer a free call? I do not. I only offer calls to my mentorship students. Yeah. Is it likely that Alibaba could be banned following the TikTok ban? You know what's very interesting is I think it's a scary precedent. I made a video about this like a month ago, honestly. But the fact that the U.S. is allowed to say with no evidence that TikTok is a national security threat because they're from China, that sets the precedent for Temu, for Shein, for Alibaba, for AliExpress, and it makes it more interesting because do you know who has more valuable information than TikTok? Temu, AliExpress, Shein, Alibaba, right? Like Alibaba has my EIN numbers, my SSN numbers, my SSN number when I was a sole proprietor back in the day. And I would say that goes for another, tens of millions of Americans or businesses. So yeah, I think it's interesting. It also sets a precedent of, we want to set a national curfew. It's now a national security threat to be out past 10 p.m. I mean, we actually saw that happen in 2020. So I don't know. I think it's whack. I think it's not me like crying, boohoo, TikTok's gone. It's more so that like as an American, whether you like TikTok, whether you like China, whether you don't, whatever, it should worry you that the officials that we elect and technically work for us are taking our voice away. It's just a very trippy world. Where could you find manufacturers if Alibaba gets banned? Something new will pop up. There's DHgate, but I'm pretty sure DHgate is owned by Alibaba as well. I mean, not Alibaba, by China. There will be sites that pop up. You have to understand that Alibaba is not the manufacturer themselves. So the good thing about that is manufacturing, for example, let's say that there's 10 other manufacturing sites, but obviously Alibaba is the number one. These manufacturers are just going to figure out where to position their products and where to get where the customers are. So I wouldn't be too worried about that, but yeah, we will see. Luke Basha appears to be an entrepreneur and expert in e-commerce, particularly focused on Amazon. He has a presence on TikTok where he shares insights and strategies selling on Amazon, including topics like PPC advertising, listing optimization, and SEO. That is crazy, bro. That's actually crazy. That's what ChatGPT had to say about me. That's a trip. That is actually a fit. I mean, I guess it makes sense because it scans the internet. I have thousands of videos on the internet, but regardless, that's a trip. You think getting a red play button over your shoulder just to point at, or a play button necklace charm for the next few days? I don't think I can get a red play button here in time for the next few days, or else that would be smart. If TikTok does stay, I think that's actually a great idea. Lost will put like a YT play button. Obviously not real because I haven't gotten that many subscribers yet on there. And then put my @ name just so people can, I'll just put point YT. I think that's a great idea. Thank you, bro. Wish you came up with that 5 weeks ago. No, I'm just playing. Can just print it out. Yes, this is also true. What's your opinion on FBA wholesale? Not for me. What does suppressor mean on buy box graphic? Suppressed. that means you're not winning the buy box. Bro, you're cooked when the Terminator takes over. Listen, man, technology is my friend. Me and the Terminator are gonna be kicking it, son. Talking about some Amazon and all that good stuff. Alibaba is only to find people to make your products correct. Exactly, Aster. So the attention will go elsewhere. Do you live in Miami? No, I think Miami is whack. No, I'm just kidding. I think Miami is so beautiful. I think Florida is so beautiful. I've never been to Miami. I don't think I could survive hurricanes and the humidity. I'm too spoiled where I live in Southern California. $1,000 ready for FBA. Interested in OA. Where do I get started? I don't do OA, but I would go and look at some OA creators. Probably step one, still creating your Amazon seller account. You think it's safe for a clueless beginner to start private label instead of online arbitrage without proper understanding of the business? Yes, Pamela, because there's not a single thing that you're going to learn from private or from arbitrage that's going to carry over to your success of private label. They're different, like to what you just said, understanding the business, they're different business models. So it'd be like, should I go open up a restaurant so that I can have experience to open my construction business? That's much more of an exaggerated example, but other than creating an Amazon account and learning how to create a shipment and create a listing, there's nothing that's going to translate between the business models that's going to help you scale one or the other. It takes 10 minutes to learn all three of those things that I just said: create an account, create a listing, and create a shipment. So no, I would not go start a whole other business model if your goal is to start private label or end with private label. I started with private label because it's the business model that I was interested in. How to sort out deactivated account due to an authentic product. If it was really inauthentic, that's going to be tough, but you got to appeal it. Is it still profitable from Canada? Yes, I have a lot of students from Canada. I think every business model can make money if done right, Ari. Anybody who tells you otherwise is just probably trying to sell you on another business model. What are good niches to look for products? All niches have good potential products. I would rather just say the ones that I would avoid: supplements, topicals, consumables, electronics, fragile items. Makes sense, but when you do find a person to make your product, how does customization, payment work? Well, if it's off Alibaba, you're going to have to, it's more of like a wire transfer, things like that. You don't have Alibaba protection unless the platform that you're buying it on does have that protection, but just reaching out to them via email, WeChat, WhatsApp. WhatsApp's not in China, so they have a WeChat. Let's go, everybody. Do you need a UPC code to start? Technically, yes, but you can also get a GTIN exemption, which would void you needing to have a UPC code to start. You don't need a UPC code to start, by the way. You need a UPC code to create a listing. There's a lot of steps that come before creating a listing that you can do before ever worrying about a UPC code. But yeah, there is also the GTIN exemption. Ravinder, thank you so much for the follow, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate everybody in the live. I've been asking questions. Who in the TikTok or YT live is signed up for the webinar and is locked in? Who am I going to be seeing at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time? Sam, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Let's go, Rain. Let's go. So you reach out via email, WeChat, and after you negotiate. And this is, by the way, Astro, I'm talking about if Alibaba goes away. If Alibaba's still here, you just contact them on Alibaba. You make payment on Alibaba. You message them on Alibaba. Never take communication off Alibaba. Don't pay with a wire transfer, especially for your first order. Let's go, Iron Curves. I will see you in the training as well. That is going to be in 38 minutes, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Yes, sir, Kevin. Yes, sir. Pacific Standard Time, Cali time. So that will be 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Mountain Time, 6:30 p.m. Central Time, 7:30 p.m. if it does go away, how will it work then? Yeah, that's where it's like WeChat and all of that. Why would Alibaba go away? It's not most likely. We're just talking about the most extreme scenario. If I need to make a new name for America. You know how Canadians call Canada China? We need to call America like Chimerica because of how they run it. But yeah, we're just talking about in the most extreme example, if the US decided to deem everything that came out of China a national security threat. Will it happen? Probably not, because Cherica, yeah, right? I think that TikTok has nothing to do with them actually fearing China, and everything to do with them. I was going to go get something, but never mind. And everything to do with them fearing the information that they have no control over. Shout out Red Note. Catch me on there at Luke Basha. I'm learning Mandarin right now, son. What products do you like to sell? I don't share my exact products that I sell. I would hope for obvious reasons, but my top niches: home and kitchen, health and household, office products, baby products, toys and games. Arabic writing, thank you so much for the follow. I unfortunately do not read Arabic, but I appreciate you. Why joke? I won. I don't know what that means. If Cherica does it, will still be very possible to do private label by Gmail, WeChat stuff, right? Yes. I like how y'all really said that. Very nice, hombre. My name is Kevin in Mandarin. I don't know what my name is. I'm about it. And what's cool is like you just see the Red Note community like welcoming everybody. I feel like if it was the other way around, we wouldn't see that. We're not as nice as other people in the world. But what's the minimum of anything you order in bulk? Every manufacturer has different minimums. But about 100 units is what I start with. I took 7 years of Mandarin. I actually don't know if you're trolling me right now, but if you did, that's pretty sweet. Kids' toys, isn't it one of the hardest languages to learn? I could have just made that up in my head, but I think I heard that. Being for real, that's dope. Kids' toys category is having a lot of returns. Every subcategory has different return rates. You don't just put it all in one category. So not necessarily. I have toy products that don't have high return rates at all. Sorry, I didn't hear you, but what did you say about this? I can't, like, when you guys at your comments, it doesn't like jump me up there. So you just have to redo it. 4 years in high school, 3 years in private school. That's actually dope. If Cherica does it, will it still be very possible? Yes, it will be very possible to still do private label using things like WeChat, Gmail, just wires. I mean, you got to think Alibaba didn't always exist. I was watching old seasons of Shark Tank. It's so funny, dude. It is so funny to like just see the progression of business. It doesn't mean these people were incorrect, because it was the landscape that they were playing with at the time. Go watch an early season of Shark Tank and go listen to like people. It's almost like because Alibaba didn't exist, you couldn't just go search it up on Alibaba. Finding a manufacturer was hard. So that was like a fourth of the battle for these people. Like, and then you had Google was a different landscape. So you had these businesses, like, for example, like I saw a paddleboard company get valued at like millions of dollars. Nowadays, a paddleboard company, like anyone and their mother could go launch that because of the landscape on Alibaba and just given the landscape of e-commerce. Everyone's like, is it harder to start a business? Go talk to someone who started a business 20 years ago and ask them that. But you know, they value his company as so much just because he has a manufacturer and because he was ranking really good on SEO, which was driving a lot of sales. They were doing like 100K a month in the early 2000s, which is insane. Very little ad spend, just SEO. Think about that. But when you see how just business has evolved over the years, is this your only job? Amazon, FBA? Yes. I have other businesses. Like, for example, I treat social media as a business, my mentorship program. I have things that I've built around Amazon, a shipping company, a listing creation service, and then a few other businesses as well. Simone, thank you so much for the follow. I want to start towel business on Amazon. Is it good? No. super saturated. I would have never started that. Thanks for your insight. Bye, Lou. Good to see you. Good to see you, Astro. God bless, and I appreciate you sticking around. All right. How long have we been live? 50 minutes. Today's going to be a big old day of lives. We got the TikTok live. We got the live training in about 32 minutes. If you guys have not tapped into that already, make sure that you do. Tell me about your logistics biz. I just created a shipping service for my mentorship students where they're able to save money on shipping. It's not available to the public, but there's things like Forwarder One. I saw how much manufacturers were charging for shipping. It was ridiculous, and shipping rates were going up, 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 up. I wanted to create something not only for my students, but also for me to save money. So I literally created and contracted whole shipping service, and then it is exclusive to my students. On average, students save 30 to 50% on shipments. One of my students, who's usually in the lives but not here now, he got a quote from his manufacturer to send out molds of his product, and he got quoted $8,000. With my freight forwarding company, he got quoted $1,800. Paid for the program 3 times over just in one order. You look like an M4 kind of dude. That's a bit racist, but no, I'm just kidding. But no, I'm not a car person, bro. Please tell me about gym wear. Also not a market that I would probably go into. I said that because every Middle Eastern drives a BMW. Not a market. I'm just kidding, by the way. Not a market that I would go into in terms of gym wear. I actually owned a clothing company for women's athleisure, bro. It's friendly fire here, bro. I'm Arab too. I'm playing with you, bro. Even if you weren't, it's all jokes, all love. Hey, actually, the person who I was just talking about who saved money on shipping just joined the live. Shout out to him. If he wants to doc who he is, I'll let him. But I won't doc it. What's the topic tomorrow, or what's tomorrow's topic? Airstick, good to see you, my brother. Thank you for sharing for the gift and sharing the live, all that good stuff. Tomorrow's topic I'll answer that as well. We in here. Hey, okay, he doxed himself. Shout out to Airstick. He's the student that I was just talking about who saved on with the AMZ Masterclass freight forwarder. Tomorrow's topic for the mentorship student call is going to be building a brand off of Amazon. We're going to be going in depth how to utilize platforms like Shopify, organic traffic, paid traffic, guerrilla marketing, email marketing. That's only for my mentorship students, Umar. Airstick is one of my mentorship students. That's why he was asking. Why don't you do clothes no more? My clothing business was profitable. I scaled it up to 6 figures. And then at that point, it was just a pain. It was a pain. In hindsight, I could have done things differently, like outsourced a lot more of it and been more hands off. But I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I was going to hire somebody to, again, make it more of an outsourcing thing. But just the SKUs, the margins, the outreach, I did guerrilla marketing to scale that business. And the outreach, all of these things, when I had Amazon businesses for literally 1/100th of the effort, making 10 times more, I just decided that it was time to close down the doors. I'm going to love that. Yes, sir. What type of guerrilla marketing? Just, the guerrilla marketing in the sense of like not your standard, I'm going to run Facebook ads, I'm going to do this to get people to come to my brand. Like, you have to get creative. You have to be creative. I'm trying to think of one, not one that I'm going to share, but one that I heard that I really liked. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't remember it. But just, yeah, pretty much just unorthodox marketing strategies. How do I start FBA? Step 1, create an Amazon seller account. Step 2, get a product research software and find a product to sell. Cool. I always wanted to do clothes, but FBA sounds the way. Yes. And I would never do clothes on Amazon FBA. Ever, ever, ever. My clothing brand was not on FBA. It was only on my own Shopify store. I had accessories from the clothing brand that I sold on Amazon. but not that itself. Worth getting someone to find PPC keyword and running the campaigns? No, you should learn it yourself. 99.9% of people that you hire for PPC ads will lose you money, not make you money, because they're managing your ads. They're not managing your whole account. And then the ones who will manage your own whole account and do it right will run you $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. Learn PPC ads yourself. Because also, if you don't even understand what PPC, like, let's put it this way. If you didn't know nothing about PPC ads and you hired me to do your PPC, I would never do this. I don't even want to use myself as an example. Let's use someone else. You hire someone else to do your PPC ads. You know nothing about PPC ads. They could literally tell you anything. You could have 100% ACOS and they could be like, no, but this is where we want to be because once we do XYZ, we're going to be at this level. And you'll be like, oh, awesome. That's great. Okay. But if you don't understand ads, they could be just blowing smoke the whole time. You need to understand how to properly manage your ads. Just launched How Do I Learn PPC Ads myself? The same way that everybody does, trial and looking things up online. I have lots of PPC videos. I think I'm one of the best at PPC ads out there. I also have my PPC Masterclass in my AMZ Masterclass Mentorship, the most in-depth guide on Amazon PPC ads. Ask any of my students and they will tell you the same. Which category are you selling in Shopify? Home decor, health and household. I tried FBA, but Amazon charges a lot. You got to calculate your margins before placing a bulk order. Make sure that you're profitable. All right, everybody. We've been on live for about an hour. If you guys like the lives, and you guys like the videos, make sure to go check out the AMZ Masterclass Mentorship Program in the TikTok bio. Price of the program is going up at the end of the month, by the way. So if you want to lock in the current price, get it while you can. Also, in 25 minutes, holding a free live training, going over my exact strategies on how to sell on Amazon. See you guys there. Love you, TikTok. And make sure to go check out the mentorship. YouTube, I love y'all. Little more than TikTok. Don't tell them I said that. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Any of y'all who have literally just been, obviously the TikTok live comments are what you guys are listening to, but any of you who are just rocking with me, listening to me answering the TikTok lives, it genuinely is much appreciated. We are going to turn this channel into one of the top Amazon private label channels on YouTube. Thanks to all of you. God bless. Make sure you guys like the live. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're not already. I should probably do those call to actions on YouTube, huh? I love y'all. See you soon.